Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy. Today we are going to be doing the Aston Martin double pack. Let's see the exact names of these cars. So this is the Aston Martin Vantage Safety, which is obviously going to be the safety car for races. And then we've got the AMR23. So this is going to be a pretty interesting build because if I remember correctly, we do already have a Vantage. This is the Vantage GT3. So it will be cool to get another Vantage, especially one that is a bit different. And then of course, I mean, you guys already know, you saw the video from last week. We've done so many of these race cars. I'm just looking at it, it looks like it's got a million stickers. I'm not gonna rant about it like I did last week. It's probably gonna be a one-time thing until at some point I get fed up again. So I like the green that they're going for. Maybe not as much as I would other colors. Like if you look on the back, there's two different Aston Martin AMR23s, and one of them is in that like light blue, sky blue, baby blue, whatever. Maybe that would have been a better color choice, but at the same time, if it's staying true to the races that go on, then there's, you know, I respect it. I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I'm going to build the Aston Martin Vantage on camera, and anything that I don't like, I'll cut. This is gonna kind of be an experiment. We're gonna see how the editing process feels, just how it goes in general. From that, I will decide whether or not I do that going forward. What I did want to mention is in my last video, I wasn't fully transparent about the channel. So I want to go into a little bit of depth and inform you guys about exactly what that channel is. So the Lego Garage channel is the very first channel that I ever created back when I was maybe like 12 years old. So this would have been like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. And I had built up a good amount of subs, but I abandoned that channel because it wasn't doing that well. And so I made the Right Trigger channel. The Lego Garage channel had built up 320 subscribers. Right now, as of recording, we're at 322. So thank you guys. I appreciate you going over there. But that's why it looks like I have such a big head start, is because that is an old channel that I used to have that I just rebranded for Lego content specifically. All right, now let's get into this. All right, guys, so this is gonna kind of be interesting. I've never done this before, so, you know, anytime I wanna make sure that audio is clear, and when I play with these bags, they're very loud. So I'm going to do this and then we'll talk. Now there is something interesting that I noticed about this pack, and that's that for the F1 car, they gave me 3 sticker sheets. And I didn't really notice any differences on these. It's very rare. There was one time where I had gotten an F1 car. They didn't send me a sticker sheet at all. So I see how these things happen. And it took me forever to actually put in the order just for the sticker sheet because I was procrastinating over something super simple. This does happen sometimes, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is a mistake. However, I will tell you guys, it is extremely rare. So this is pretty funny. So we need 2 of these little yellow bits, and they just go right in the corners. So far, this is pretty regular building, not much super unique here. I know you guys can't see everything I'm doing, but if anything like really interesting happens, I'll make sure to lift everything up so that you guys can see it just fine. One thing you guys will notice about me is I really like to double check everything and make sure that I am applying everything that I'm supposed to in the exact place that I'm supposed to. Very small mistakes can lead up to a huge error in the future. And of course, you know, we're probably going on somewhere around 60 cars now, so I've had my fair share of mistakes. Oh, hooray, we're applying our first sticker. I would say that that's pretty damn good. I hope you guys can see that. It's very possible that you can't just because it's dark colors on dark colors. Ooh, that's something we don't see very often, is very vibrant orange pieces. Oh, another sticker. Hopefully you guys can see this one a bit better. There's a little bit lighter color on black. Maybe you can see it, I'm not sure. Oh, now we're getting into a little bit of complex build territory. Here we go. This is where things start to get fun. So we're gonna grab the yellow, we're gonna put the brown right on top, and then we're gonna put this onto the axle. And then we're gonna put the Technic pieces that the tires connect to right inside. And we're gonna grab a long 6-stud black, put it underneath. We're gonna put them just like this. And this. We're starting the side skirt already, so you guys can see that. I do have it closest to me, so you guys can't see that for the time being. I'm gonna put this right here. And this little 1x1 tile. And we're gonna add another sticker. This is number 14. Hey, that's pretty clean. There we go. All right, the sticker placement today is on point. We're looking good. I know you guys can't see it, but when I have to turn it around inevitably, which now you guys can see it, you'll see the stickers, all that stuff. Hopefully there's not too many pixels and you guys can actually see it. Oh my God. This has been zoomed in the entire time because it looks like I'm sponsored by Ghost. By the way, I'm not, and these kind of suck. I regret that I bought this. It's not that good. Obviously, I'm not. I have 321 subs on this channel and 230 on the other one. Like, come on. What am I saying? Look at the ego on this guy. Oh, not so good, but with these flat ones, it doesn't matter. I'll try to show you guys, but I doubt that you'll be able to see it very well. It is diagonal, for sure. All right, now we're gonna grab the front axle. We're gonna put the Technic pieces in, and that's gonna go on the back half. Okay, I'm gonna start to grab the wheel wells. Since we do already have an Aston Martin Vantage, I'm curious if this is the exact same process as the first Vantage that we got in the double pack with the Valkyrie. Of course, because that was so long ago, I don't remember the build process whatsoever. But it would be cool to see how well that lines up. We're just kind of packing the back to make it as filled out as possible. So once again, it does look like we're kind of doing that. Oh, actually, this is the front. This is what I'm always referencing, the C-hooks. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. I really hope you can. We are going to put the C-hooks vertically. All right, now it looks like we're gonna make something interesting. We need this bar. It's gonna go in this is the bar that I'm always talking about. We're just gonna put that right into the C-hooks. Maybe what I should do is I should enroll in a Lego language class. And then this flat 1x2 is gonna go on the underside, right under there. And now this is ready to get put in. Make sure everything makes sense the way that I do it. Oh yeah, satisfying fit. And then this is gonna go right here. I love these little hole punch pieces. They're very satisfying when they're used in a way that makes a lot of sense. There we go. 2 cheese wedges, 2 1x1 flats, 2 rounded 1x2s, and 2 1x1s with C-hooks. Okay, so that's supposed to create some of the shaping in the back of the car. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that is nice. So right here where that cheese wedge is that you can see that's right next to the black piece, that's what I inserted, and it's just to create some of that shaping in the very back, and it hooks in pretty far into the rear of the car. I like that. That looks good. There we go. Yeah, so the shaping of the top, maybe that's the spoiler, sort of, because I'm not too certain if this car is going to really have a spoiler. No, that's not the top of the spoiler. That's just the trunk of the car where the spoiler is going to sit. We're on the spoiler now, and they're going to sit directly on top of that 1x2 translucent. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I forgot that part is on a hinge system, so it is a little bit wiggly, but that's all right. Oh, bag 3. I'll go ahead and open up the rims right now. And I think for this car, I am going to want the thick rims, just because the Aston Martin feels a bit more classy. And like I say time and time again, the thin rims feel more like they would be suitable on more street cars. Okay, I guess we're putting that off to the side and we're gonna work on something else now. We're gonna grab a 1x2 with an Aston Martin logo on it. And so we're gonna want the Aston Martin logo facing outwards. We're gonna put the red 1x2 right on top and the cheese wedges facing outwards. And then that is going to connect directly to this. Let me make sure that I get the orientation proper. And it's going to want to fit on the back side of it. Okay, this section, I'm going to go right on here with the studs on top. Okay, now we're going to grab some weird, like, goggle-looking things. We're going to put... Oh, we ran into a weird thing once again. I don't know what's going on here. That doesn't work. I don't know how this is supposed to do anything. I'm supposed to attach these weird goggle things to the stud, but that's not how anything works. Wait. Why did it suddenly work? Oh, it has a little hole in it. I didn't see that. And I was trying to do the other side. I see. Okay, never seen that before, so that just confused me. Look, there's no way you guys are gonna be able to see this. I'll try. There is an outline of a hole, and that just goes directly on the stud. I've never seen it before. Clearly this is the bumper. Yeah, so that's just the bumper right there. You can see right here, those are the rear lights, and then it does say safety car and Aramco. I don't really know what that is. You can even see the exhaust is right here too. And that is going to be very memorable because that's a piece that I've never used before. They look like very basic and bland exhaust. I feel like we could have probably gotten something a little more complex, but it gets the job done. And then that's just going to line up right there. And all the studs come together like the Beatles. We're going to grab the number 5 sticker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it basically right to left, but just flip it upside down so I can do it left to right. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, nice. And then we're just going to do the other one right now. Beautiful. So perfect. Okay, and then this is going to go, I'm going to turn this around and we're going to apply this one right here. And then we're going to apply this one right here. It's looking good. Dang. You know, I started off this video not being able to apply stickers at all, and now they all are just coming out perfect. We're going to apply the 1x2 with the C-hooks and the 1x1 studs. And then, on top of that, we're going to apply the translucent thick 1x4, and then we're going to apply the corner that's translucent. This is going to hook onto the brown bar that's in there. I'm going to apply that right. Oh, it's not in. Right there. I'm going to have to do this without you guys seeing it because that was stupid. There we go. All right, it's in. There you go. We're going to apply the windshield, I guess. Already? Well, let's put the driver in first because I don't want to deal with that later. So we're just going to break his legs, put him right on in, and then we're just going to put this right on top. And now we're going to make the lights that go on top of the car. So orange 1x2 translucent, we actually need 2 of those, and then we need a 1x1 flat orange translucent. We need 2 1x1 circular studs, and then we need a 1x2 rounded, and then we need a 1x5 question mark. 1x2s are going to go on the outside, 1x1 is going to go on the inside. We're going to flip it around. We're going to put the 1x2 rounded on the middle. This just hooks on like that. Hey, that's pretty cool. Since this is going to basically be the centerpiece of the car, let's try to get this looking real good. Oh yeah, that's real good. What I am curious about is what about these little punch outs? But why is that? Stability reasons? I don't see the need. Oh, maybe it's to stop it from going all the way down. What I think those do is we're going to connect it right there. And then I think I'm going to lean it down until the punch outs hit there. Okay, that's cool. Oh, now we're going to make the front splitter. Just like that, front splitter is completed, and we're going to attach them directly to these studs down here. They're really not holding on by much, so I hope that we get a little more stability in there. And that secured the punch outs that were here. That's pretty cool. All right, now we're going to work on the headlights, and then this is just going to go directly on the front. Right here. Yes, right there. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Okay, this is interesting because I realized that I haven't used... I see. Let me pull this up. I did make a slight mistake. Okay, good, it did come up. So on this one, it's going to go right here. And then this can go right back where it was. Okay, a lot better. And then we're going to stick that right here. Okay, there we go. And we're going to grab this giant hood piece. We're going to put the number 12 sticker on it, which is the last sticker. Let's really try to line this up nicely since this is the centerpiece of the car. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's good. That's real good. And we're just going to line that up right here. It's time for the tires, right? Yeah, they're talking about putting the driver in, the tires. All right, let's go. And that took us an hour and 3 minutes. So for each bag, it took about an average of 20 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Look at that. Let me grab all these Legos, put them away. These are typically things that I do off camera that you guys don't actually see. And we got a good little collection going. We still have the F1 car, but to me, that's not going to feel very much like an Aston Martin. More so, it's going to feel like it belongs in the F1 category. It's growing. It looks good. If we do take a look at these 2 Aston Martin Valkyries, you can see that there are, in fact, some differences for sure. The Aston Martin Valkyrie, I think this is a GT3. The spoiler is much fatter. I do like the aesthetic of this car much more than this dark green. The gray with the lime green everywhere is a very, very nice touch, and I appreciate that. The splitter on the Aston Martin Valkyrie GT3 is much fatter. And in fact, this one doesn't really have one at all, but it is probably because it's a safety car. It doesn't need all these, crazy details that a race car is going to have. Yeah, this is kind of giving me more appreciation for my Valkyrie GT3. Vantage. Valkyrie, was I saying Valkyrie? Vantage GT3, Vantage, the safety car, that's right. I do think the spoiler looks good. The subtleness to it and the stickers that are on the spoiler itself, they do add a whole lot. And I just broke the spoiler. Oh, we're wiggling. Why are we wiggling? Oh yeah, the back half does that. That's right. Okay. I do like the top part right here. It makes it feel more like a playset than anything. One thing that I'm really happy that we strayed away from is in the 6-wide era, there were a lot of playset stuff that came with the cars. And at first I was like, oh, I gotta keep these and I gotta put them on the shelves for decoration. But I ended up having so many playset pieces up there that it looked like there was garbage next to my cars. They just don't look that good. I like this approach more. Instead of giving us little like playset features where you build like a tire shop or something like that, or a lot of the things that we see with the out of frame F14 Scuderia. There's a lot of play stuff in there, but the way that it tackles it is by making it so that the actual truck itself is a playset. This feels like a playset because it's very imaginative. Somebody got destroyed, so this comes out in the front, and all the cars are trailing behind it. So it does feel like a playset in that sense. Getting imaginative that I do enjoy, especially with like the Aston Martin DB5 being from James Bond, and the Nissan GTR R34, and of course the other car from Fast and Furious, Dodge Challenger. So I like straying away from the seriousness that we tend to see with these cars. Overall, I think this is a nice build. Earlier I was talking about how the exhaust isn't super complex, and I would prefer that it was more complex. The color choice, I'm not the biggest fan of the foresty green. Overall, it's all right. I'm kind of forming an opinion of it as we go. I think it could be a nicer color. It definitely does look like a safety car, which is nice. That's what it's supposed to do. It is another car for the collection, and that is great. Of course, for this car, I was just recording the entire time. You guys should have seen cuts, things like that. That is just a test to see how the editing process feels and if that's something that I want to do again. So in case it's the worst thing I've ever done and I hate it, what we're going to do is we're going to still do a time lapse for the F1 car that came with this. And you guys should see in next week's video if that's something that I actually did enjoy and I want to keep doing. Let's get into the time lapse of the Aston Martin. I don't know, I think it's called the AMR F1 car, something like that. We are at the very last point. All we gotta do is put the tires on. It does have these little forks. I wanna make sure that they don't touch the tires so the tires can move freely. Let's go ahead and move that crossbar up, break the legs, and right on inside we go. Bring that down. I have a pretty iffy history with F1 cars, and we have an E1 car on the table as well. This is my favorite F1 car that I've made yet. If we continue to get F1 cars at this standard, I have no issue with this. Now, don't get me wrong, the sticker process on this one did suck, yes, but it's not the same as what it was yesterday. Yesterday was just too much, and I was starting to just like boil. I was getting so frustrated and tired of it. If you look at the exterior of the car, there's a lot of them. There's somewhere around 30 to be exact. Overall, I do really like the look of this car, and there was one building technique in this that really surprised me, and I loved it. For the front axle, this is all one piece. It's a red bar that goes in through the center right here, and then you connect it on the other side. But first, what you need to do before you connect the two tires onto it, or the black piece that you see here, is you need to make this front, I don't know what they would call it in F1. I don't think that's a bumper necessarily, but that's what I'll refer to it as, since that's what I know it as. Before you connect those pieces, you have to build the front bumper, put it into a Technic piece that's right in there, and then you can make the red bar go straight through, and then you connect it, and it's very, very locked in. Typically, this would make me extremely nervous. I, in fact, right now don't feel very comfortable, so I'm going to stop. We did have a chassis that you would typically see on 6-wide cars, but it's not just the 6-wides that got that chassis piece. Also, we do see that often with Formula One cars. The most recent true F1 car that I did was this Mercedes-Benz Petronas F1 car. This thing was very irritating. I remember when I had built this car, I had a thick bias against it because I had made a mistake that took me like a good 20 minutes to correct because I just couldn't figure out what I had done wrong. This one I seriously messed up on. But then over time, I stopped caring. And also that sticker sheet that I had with this car, before I was telling you guys that I didn't get a sticker sheet, that's not true. What I forgot is that there was one sticker that was not on the sticker sheet at all. I checked everywhere, I came to the conclusion. I even looked at the video because this is a car that I did make on camera, and I found that the very first time I pull out the sticker sheet, there is a hollow section. So like if I hold this up to the light, you really shouldn't be able to see through any of those sections at all. If I pull up this sticker sheet, yeah, you guys can see straight through that where there's not a sticker. So there was one that was hollow like this the very first time I pulled up the sticker sheet. So that's how I came to the conclusion that, oh, it literally just didn't come with it. So this had really made me not like race cars that much. And then on top of that, like NASCAR, those cars are so basic and bland and just boring. I was like, okay, maybe I just don't like race cars. But then the 963 comes out, and there's the 919 Hybrid. There's all these cars that I really, really like that are in that race car category. So it was very conflicting. The green on this one works because with Formula One, you would expect to see strange colors, obviously to differentiate the cars and sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. And so although, yeah, it is a weird color, it's not very surprising for a Formula One car to have this color. The side panels, they were very complicated to put together. I remember when I finally finished the first one, I thought to myself, oh my god, I have a second one to do. It's not like it was terrible, it's just like there was so much going into it, and it was a little bit confusing making sure that the orientation of the paper versus what I was doing with my hands was correct. Yeah, that one would have been a little bit more difficult to talk through like I did with the first car. I like these little side pieces, these curved pieces right here that you should be able to see. I think that adds a lot to it. They are on a slight slant, and that could just be due to the way that I placed the stud that they originally sat on in the beginning. And I'm not going back to correct that if that is the case, just because that would be way too much. I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna have to live with it. And I think it came out fine. It's all right. These tires are so nice, and they may be the same ones that we saw yesterday. No, now that I'm looking at it, I don't believe that they are. They might be, actually. Yeah, they're the same exact tires as the car that we did. Well, I did yesterday. You guys saw that video last week. Very similar style. The only thing is that the Aston Martin F1 car does have the wheel cover. That is kind of irritating. This top piece right here with the mint green color, it spins freely, so I keep touching it and it swivels. That's a little bit irritating, but there's not much that you can do there. This back portion to get this angular piece, they have C-hooks in them and they're sitting on a post. And right before you attach to the second one, you do add in this fin sort of thing, just right to the back of the first one. So you put the first one in, you clip the fin to the first one, and then you attach the second one. And it creates that weird little angle piece right here that sticks right up. I'm not too sure as to why there's a C-hook just sitting freely right here. Let me see if I missed anything. It's possible. Oh, I did miss something. It's a good thing I have all the pieces right here. Let's see. I think it's this piece right here, but I do want to just quickly confirm that. There's the spoiler, it still doesn't have the piece on it, still doesn't have the piece on it. Now it has the piece on it, it's right here. I did miss it. So just this step, number 97, I guess I skipped the page. It says to clip that on and just rotate it back. We'll clip that on, rotate it back. It's a good thing I noticed that. Who would have thought? Oh, so much better. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Best car that I've made ever. Something that we see all the time with F1 cars and E1 cars is this little crossbar, which, I might add, is incredibly difficult to attach to the car. And this thing is always funny to me because it's so difficult to put in the car. And the way that you do that is they give you a bar that is like a really, really tough rubber, or it is flimsy plastic. And you connect the two pieces that you see here that are attached to C-hooks as well, and you literally just, you attach one side and then you bend it and then you attach it and it sits just like that. I don't think I have many other comments or critiques about this car. This is my favorite F1 car that I've built so far. So I really do hope that the McLaren Formula One car is able to replicate that. I'm looking at it, and in fact, it does actually look like it has a lot of the exact same styling, the exact same car. So yeah, next week we should be doing one of the new cars. But when this video does come out, I'm pretty sure that this is going to feel the exact same as this one. So that's really funny to see. But that's all I got. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.